Hey guys, this is FSX23. So, in case you didn't know, the Republicans in the House of Representatives have recently taken it upon themselves to limit women's choice further by limiting their access to abortion to 20 weeks. Now, for some of these members of Congress, this isn't far enough. And a person who has really made a big splash in the news this week is Congressman Michael C. Burgess of the 26th District of Texas. So if you haven't seen this video of what he said, go ahead and watch this first and I'll respond.
No question. Gentleman, Dr. Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, this is a subject that I do know something about. And I will just tell you, from the delivery of thousands of babies, attending thousands of women during their pregnancy, performance of thousands of sonograms, there's no question in my mind, that a baby at 20 weeks after conception can feel pain. Fact of the matter is, I argued with the chairman because I thought the date was far too late. We should be setting this at 15 weeks, 16 weeks. You watch a sonogram at a 15-week baby, and they have movements that are purposeful. They stroke their face. If they're a male baby, they may have their hand between their legs. I mean, they feel pleasure. Why is it so hard to think that they could feel pain? Yeah, sometimes we have to give voice to the voiceless, and this is one of those times.
All right, so there is no evidence that babies can masturbate at 15 weeks. They could be putting their hand between their legs for a lot of reasons. And even if they are, that really is irrelevant to a woman's choice about what to do with her body at that point. Now, I was watching the Godless bitches this weekend, and they addressed this issue. And one of the big issues that might have been slipped is the fact that he is just talking about male babies masturbating and not girl babies masturbating, because of course girls don't do that kind of thing. So they went ahead and they addressed this issue on their podcast, which I will link on the bottom of this page, because the Godless bitches is a really awesome podcast that everyone should be watching. So here's how they responded to that.
Has he never reached between his own legs for other reasons other than pleasure?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Maybe he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm peeing right now and it's so amazing.
I would like to pee all the time.
Okay, y'all. So, lienews.com picked this story up. The other one was from RH Reality Check. This is a letter to the Journal of OBGYNs in 1996. We recently observed a female fetus at 32 weeks gestation touching the vulva with the fingers of the right hand. The caressing movements were centered primarily on the region of the clitoris. Movements stopped after 20 to 40 seconds and started again after a few minutes. Furthermore, these slight touches were repeated and were associated with short, rapid movements of the pelvis and legs. After another break, in addition to this behavior, the fetus contracted the muscles of the trunk and limbs and then had prolonged spasms of the whole body. Finally, she relaxed and rested.
Are they saying that this baby had an orgasm? Like, what is their implication here?
Yes.
That's what it's implying, yes.
Well, and even if it was, first of all, this is 32 weeks, which like 90-something% of babies born at that gestation live. That's nothing like 15 weeks, but
yeah,
or
even
still,
20 weeks.
Yeah, I just don't even know. But that one at least was about a girl baby, so I don't know.
So it sounds like they're making light of this, and in a sense they are, but they're making a bigger point. And the bigger point is that this whole argument in regards to abortion and what Congress is trying to do, limiting abortion, is a very one-sided thing. It is all coming from the point of view of a man. And this is very evident in the fact that this representative, when he's trying to talk about pain and pleasure for an unborn child, he's only talking about how a boy could feel pain, and he's ignoring women. And he's also just ignoring the whole idea of the women's sexuality, even though we really shouldn't be talking about sexuality as it regards to unborn children, but he took it there, so it's understandable that people would react to that. And I understand abortion's a touchy issue for people. It's not necessarily a religious issue. I mean, when I stopped being religious, I still believed that abortion was wrong for quite some time. And I've evolved on that issue. And the main issue is a body rights argument. It's the woman's body, it's her choice. And we really have no right to tell her what to do. Now, of course, there's a difference between a woman who just became pregnant and a woman who is 9 months pregnant. But the law has already reflected that. And honestly, there are not women out there going into an abortion clinic at 8 months. By law, in the third trimester, it's for very serious medical conditions. And a lot of these laws that apply to abortion have cost the lives of women who have pregnancies that cannot survive, children they cannot survive, babies they wanted to have, but they can't. And they die of infections, they die of all types of things because of these hospitals that don't want to treat them in a proper way and treat this as a medical issue, which that's what it is, as opposed to a religious issue. So I went ahead and I had to mention this just because it was one of the craziest things I've heard Republicans say in regards to abortion. I think people should be aware of this, that they're trying to switch it to 20 weeks, and this guy's trying to lower it to 15. And honestly, when he's making an argument like this, he doesn't want 15 weeks. He wants to illegalize abortion. And I don't know what you guys think, but I think a world where abortion is illegal is not going to be a pretty world, because desperate people are going to find ways of addressing their condition in life. In the past, we had illegal abortion, and what happened? The rich people would secretly ship their daughters off to some foreign country where it was legal. The poor people would be stuck with, either an unwanted child, or they would go to some kind of horrible abortion back alley doctor, and a lot of times they'd end up dying, being mutilated. It's not a pretty thing, and I think we should trust women, give them the tools to prevent unwanted pregnancies, and I would like to limit abortions. I think we all would, and hopefully the debate in this country goes in a more reasonable direction, and we're not going to have to address issues like infants masturbating in the womb. So thanks for checking this out. Check out the Godless Bitches podcast. Check out the Atheist Experience. They're kind of a side subsidiary thing of the Atheist Experience, and I'm a big fan of them as well. So I'll see you guys later.